Hello and welcome to Monday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, and today we have a debut on the channel for the setter Garford with this rather beautiful puzzle he calls the Tree. Now this actually has been suggested to us several times by other people as well as Garford as being just a brilliant Sudoku and also a very interesting new rule set. So this is a completely new Sudoku variant, and you'll understand what I mean when I run you through the rules. I'll do that in just a second. In fact, just before that, let me just show you. This is what it looks like in all its coloured glory. So Mark suggested we needed to pare it down. So it's become a rather, I don't know, a well-wintered tree, shall we say, in order to allow us to put pencil marks in the grid as we solve it, or as I solve it. So if you want to see it in resplendent glory like this, you can see, look, this is a sort of very healthy looking tree, but we're doing the winter version. Now, before I read you the rules, it's a huge day for anyone who supports the channel over on Patreon. Obviously, big thanks if you do that. And at 4 PM this afternoon, which is a couple of hours ago, we released our brand new Sudoku puzzle hunt. So please give it a try. We've tried to pitch it this time just slightly easier than some of the recent hunts to make it as accessible as possible while still being a challenge. And there's a lot of puzzles to do, and there's a whole, and then you have to, having solved the puzzles, you have to solve the meta puzzle in order to generate the solution word. Now, if you find the solution word, do send it to us. You can email it to us at crackingthecryptic@gmail.com, and for the next few days at least, we will read out correct solvers on the channel. So very good, very well. Good luck, and I hope that you enjoy the puzzles. Also on Patreon, we've got my solve of Fistomafel's Yin Yang Philomeno puzzle, which I tried last night. That is a beautiful logic problem, but boy oh boy is it challenging. So that video is about an hour long, to give you an idea, and I'm not ashamed of taking that long to solve it. So if you enjoy some of the battles you've seen on the channel over the last few months, I think you'll enjoy that video. But most importantly, do try the puzzle. I'll put a link under this video to the puzzle so that you can have a go, and it's definitely worth your time. It's an incredible execution, as always, from Fistomafel. Now, what are the rules of Garford's puzzle? Let me read them to you because they are unusual. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so that's good. Now, the tree branches are populated by 2-digit numbers, where the tens digit is placed before the units digit seen from the stem, which is the bulb in box 8. So this is the bulb that's being referred to, and then as we move up the grid, everything has to be viewed as a 2-digit number where the tens digit appears first. Now, the bulb includes the first number read from left to right, so that means that's the tens digit, that's the units digit. And the 2-digit numbers must increase along the branches. So this is like a mad thermometer Sudoku, but instead of involving the normal sort of 1-digit numbers, everything has to be viewed as a 2-digit number. When a branch separates, the 2-digit numbers on all new branches must be greater than the 2-digit number on the preceding parent branch, and the 2-digit numbers must not repeat across the whole tree. So the way I think this works is, let's imagine this was 27, for example. The next 2-digit number, which would be read from this square to this square, so this would be the tens digit, has to beat 27. So it obviously can't begin with a 2. It could be a 31. That would be okay. And then as the thing branches, the next 2-digit number along this branch would be this as a tens digit and this bit as a units digit. So that could be 45, something like that. And along this branch, on the other hand, this branch has to just beat the 31 that came before it. So this would have to be, well, we don't know what it would have to be, but it could be 69, for example. So, and we have to keep building the numbers as we move up the tree. So it's a fascinating idea. And yeah, we'll see how I get on with it. Do have a go yourselves. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. Now I get to play. Let's get cracking. And we've got obviously no given digits. And presumably, yeah, okay. If this is a tens digit, okay, at the start of the puzzle you know where all the tens digits are. That is something I can appreciate, because if this is a tens digit, and it is, the next tens digit along this branch of the tree is this one, then that will be a units digit, that will be a tens digit, that will be a tens digit. So what we might do is highlight all of the tens digits, because they are going to push the overall numbers up far more than the units digits are. So that's 10, that's a tens digit. Oh, but coming along the tree already branches at the bottom, look. So whatever that digit is, then there's another. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. So each branch is an even length, which makes sense, because it must be able to be viewed as a series of 2-digit numbers. So this might make it quicker for me to fill in all of the tens digits. Although this feels very peculiar. Then, so this is a units digit, tens digit, units digit, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Oh, look at where they come. It's really strange how the pattern of them is very counterintuitive to me, at least. Units, tens, 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 tens. So this was a tens, this is units, this is tens, units, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. It feels a bit like Nori Nori, this, sorry. 10, 10, 10. Now that must be 10, 10, 10, 10. 10, 10, 10. Right, I think that, if I've made a mistake, God, imagine how bad that would be. I'll use, actually, if I use green, does it turn it into a tree again? Yes, it does. All right, so I've refoliaged my tree now, and I think I hope I haven't made a mistake, but I think that those are all of the tens digits, and that means, oh, Bobbins, I've broken this already. Sorry, I've done something wrong. What did I do wrong there? Maybe I've not understood the rules. The reason I've broken it is that row 2 must be impossible, because this high up in the tree is like the end of the thermometer. And the ends of the thermometer will have to be very high digits. So looking along this line, you can see we've got 7 different tens digits I have to place in this line, which implies that I must have one of the green cells must be 3 as a maximum. Well, how can anything this high in the tree be 3, be a 30 number? It can't be. So I think I've misunderstood the puzzle. Let me just check the rules again. So first digit read from left to right. The 2-digit numbers must increase along the branches. When a branch separates, the 2-digit number on all branches must be greater than the 2-digit number on the parent branch. I thought that's what I did. Yeah, you can see this. Well, I'm just going to check this breaks, but look, if that's a 1, and that's the minimum it can be, immediately as we come along the sort of main branch of the tree, this square is a tens digit that can't be a 1, so we're already at the 20s and we're down here. So if we come up here, this has a minimum value of 3 already. So you can see as we sort of come up this branch of the tree, yeah, if we come up this branch of the tree to get to these 3 squares in row 2, the minimum I could put in this square is a 4. So these have to be at least equal to 40 something. 40 something is greater than 30 something. This has to be at least equal to 4. So this one can't be a 3. This one, well, this is good. This is good. I've just noticed something that I should have appreciated before, and that's that this square doesn't actually need to be a 30 number. That could still be a 20 number because the 2's are not in the same column. So if this was a 1 and this was a 2, you can keep this as a 2. So maybe we can put a 3 in one of those squares somehow. So we're at 20 something still. All of these 3 squares come through this branch, so we get to 30 immediately. So this is 30 something. That therefore can't be 30 because it's already in the column with a 3. That one, that one can be 30 and therefore probably must be 30 because this one can't be 30. Because if this is at least 30 and this is at least 30, this one must be at least 40 because it's in the same box as this tens digit here. But this can be a 3 and it's the only one that can be a 3, and given we need a 3 or a 1 or a 2 in these green cells, and we definitely can't get a 1 or a 2 in them, this is a 3. So this is a 3, this is a 2, this is a 2, this is a 1, and we are off and running. And actually we can fill in the 1 and the 2 as well because we can't put the 1 or the 2 in any of these tens digits here. I was about to say that must make that a 4, but that's complete bobbins. I have no clue what that is. Just because it's bigger than 30 doesn't mean it's 40 something. But that's rather beautiful. Let's look at this square. So these 2 squares are both 30 somethings, but we can view this a bit like a thermometer. This 30 something has to be a lower number than this 30 something because it's lower on the tree. Now, this 30 something is a tiny 30 number. I mean, if this was 31, this would have to be 30, and you can't put 0 into a Sudoku grid. So this must be 32, and this must be 31. And that gives us more digits, and that's what I like. More digits. This 2 gives us a 1 here. 2 by Sudoku. This is good. 2 by Sudoku is in one of those 2 squares. Well, it's not going to be there because that cell must be it must be 40 or 50 or something because, well, yeah, especially now, the minimum value of that now is 40 because it sees 3. And then these branches of the tree come up to the top through these nodes, which are both tens digit nodes, and they have to be greater than 4. So the minimum value I could put in either of these would be 5. So anyway, the point is this definitely can't be 20 something. It's got to be, I think it might even have to be 70 something, but it's definitely not 20 something. That's a 2. 2 goes in one of those squares. The same logic. 1 can't go here. It would be too big. Well, no. Making this a teenage number is not going to be a good idea. So this has got to be a 1 in one of those squares. 3, actually, 3 is just as useful because these 3's mean a 3 is in one of those squares, but this can't be a 30 number because we know that this is at least a 40 number. So 3 is in one of those 2 cells, and therefore it's in one of those 2 cells. Now, no, that could be a 30 number because, in fact, yeah, that could be a 30 number. I was going to say it's higher up on the thing than a 20 number, but it's not actually. It's just higher than the teenage number here, but that doesn't really matter. It's still got to, it still could be 30 something. Well, this is very interesting. And I suppose what the other thing I've got to do is keep track of the fact that I've used 31 and 32, that is a terrifying thought, because they can't repeat anywhere in the tree. 31 and 32, I'm never going to remember them all. Okay. 1. Yeah. The greens, basically all greens in this puzzle, apart from this one, have to be not 1, because they can't be teenage. They you know. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a 2. So everything higher up in the tree than this is at least a 20 number. So this box, where does the 1 go? It can't go in a green, and it can't go in those squares, so it must go here. 1, therefore, is in one of those 2 squares, both of which are units digits, which is a bit annoying. If one of those had been green, we would have been in clover. We've got 1. Oh, actually, hang on. Can I do the same in box 5? Yeah, 1 here, and none of the green cells in box 5 can be a 1. I mean, this one can't be a 1 because it needs to be greater than a 20 number. So 1 is in one of those. Now, I'm just wondering, actually, if that's a 1, that's a 21. That's impossible, because if that's a 21, this would have to be a 20. And again, I can't use 0. This is really clever. This is really clever setting. So that gives us a 1 up here. 1. Now I'm going to get the 1 in box 6, because these 1s and this 1, and the fact that this can't be the tens digit, must mean that's a 1. So 1 is in one of those 2 cells. I've done 7 of the 1s just by focusing on the low digits. I think this is the key. I'm going to look at 2s more carefully again. 2s. So 2's in this box. Twos in this box, in theory, can go in 4 positions. But I don't think this can be a 2. Because for this to be a 2, one of those 2 squares would have to be a 1, and that's impossible. So this is not 2. This one, this is interesting. This can't be a 2, because that will create a 21 number on this branch. But we know that this number is bigger than 21, because this square can't be a 1, 2, or a 3. And in fact, it has to be greater than that as well. So this is not 2. And so now I've got 2's locked into those squares. I bet I can't put 2 into those, and I can't, because these have to be at least equal to 40, so 2 goes here. This is absolutely beautiful. Now 2's... all of these are units digits. That's not fair. 2's over here. Now, if I can rule 2 out of those 2 squares, these are both tens digits. So, yes, you can rule 2 out of this one. Because if this is a 20 number, what is this number, which is before it on the thermometer or on the branch? It would have to be a 10 number, because it can't be a 20 number, and that's impossible, because it's got to be greater than that number. So this is not a 2. Now this one, oh, can that be a 2? No, it can't, because then this number has to be lower than it, and it can't be. So actually 2 in this box is in one of 2 places. That's not 2. 2 must be here. I've done a lot of 2s now. Well, I've done a few. I bet 3 is just placed in this box. It's exactly the same logic. Given we've got the 4 going into the spaghetti junction here, everything that's a tens digit in this box has to be higher, has to be at least 4. So it's not 3, and therefore the 3 must hide in this position. So now, oh, can I rule? Yes, I can. I think. Or no. Yes or no. 3 is in one of those 2 places. I'm just wondering, I think maybe it can be here. 30 something, I think is possible, isn't it? Bobbins. Right, okay. But this definitely paid more dividends than I thought it would. Sort of trying to focus on the tens digits placings of the lower digits. But it seems to have run out of room a bit, doesn't it? So what do we do now? Maybe I think about this digit now, because this digit, I've still got to put like 4 into row 2. And if this is a minimum value of 4, surely the 4 can't go in any of those squares that come through the spaghetti junction, because if this is a minimum of 4, these are a minimum of 5. Yeah, so I can't put 4 in those. So 4 is in one of these 2. Now, if 4 is... Oh, no, I think you can just put 4 in either of those. What about 5 then? Let's come back over here and think about 5, because 5's also tricky. Because 5 will have to mirror, in order for you to be, let me try and articulate this in some sort of coherent manner. In order to put 5 in one of these squares, you'd have to be okay with putting 5 in one of on its branch. Because if you don't put 5, because this is 4 minimum, the lowest you can put on either of these branches is 5. And therefore to put 5 in one of these squares, you need to preserve, you need to put 51 or something early, and then be able to put 52 or 57 or something as one of these limbs. So if this is 5, this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. This definitely can't be a 5 number now, because for this to be a 5 number, this would have to be a 40 number, and that's not possible. Now this can't be a 5 either, because this is creating a 51 number, and this square, well, what's this? This has to be a lower than 51, and it can't be 50. So you can't put 5 here, and you can't put 5 here, because it's just in the column with the 5. So 5 does not work in those 3. Now the question, and 5 doesn't work in this one. If that's a 5, you can't put 5 here. So 5 is impossible in those. Oh, did I just get rid of a? I think I just got rid of a green. Yeah, I did. But this can't be 5. We can delete that. Well, no, that's not right. These can be 5, but the point is that these can't be 5. So 5 is locked into one of those 2, which is the same as 4, and this is a 4-5 pair. But let's just think about this again, because I couldn't, whichever one of those I put 5 in, I couldn't this is lovely. This is lovely. Whichever one of those I put 5 in, I couldn't repeat that digit on its branch. So when I tried to put 5 in here, remember I couldn't put 5 there because it would become 51. Well, that logic holds whether that's 6, 7, 8 or 9. You simply cannot repeat whatever is in here, cannot repeat on any of those squares. And whatever's on here can't repeat here. So whatever... Yeah, so I think what I'm proving here is that there has to be a 5 in one of those. Because I know one of these squares is a 6. And I know it's not possible to put 6. Oh, am I getting confused here? Maybe I'm getting confused. If I put 6 here, yeah, I could put 6. No, I couldn't put 6 on that one because that would be it. Yeah, the point is I've got to put 6 in one of these squares. And the only square you can put 6 in is the one you've put 5 in one of those two squares. That's the point. And if one of these squares needs to be a 5, and it does, in order to allow a 6 to go into any of those squares, this must be a 4. So we get another digit. Because this is lower on the tree than the 5s. I think that was a very long-winded way of saying there has to be a 5 here, but at least I think it's true. Right, okay, we can keep going with this though, because this square, for example, can't be a 9, because that 2-digit number there would then have to be lower than this 2-digit number, which axiomatically would have to start with a 9, and that would repeat 9 in the box. So that one could be a 9, I think. That one can't be a 9 for the same reason that one can't be a 9. If this is a 9, you need a 9 here. And I guess thermometer logic works the other way around. You can't put a 60 number there, given that this would then have to be a 70 number or an 80 number, and that will be, this digit will be higher than this digit. So that's not a 6. And this has all been a great deal of effort for nothing at all, hasn't it? I've got no actual progress. This square has to be higher than this one. So I think this has to be 7, 8 or 9, therefore. Because it can't be... If this is 6, you couldn't repeat the 6 in the box. Ah. Oh dear. Sorry. Now what do we do? We can... This is one of these puzzles I fear I'm going to get this sensation, because I can feel it dawning on me, of having no real feel for where I should look next. Can I assume, if this is a 4, that I can't put 4 in these tens digits? No, that's not right, is it? Because this could be like 45, and then I could have a... Oh no, that would make that 42. But I could have a 4 here, and then this could be 46 or something. So you can put 4 in a tens digit. Yeah, you can, but I think you've still got a bit of a restriction. Because 4 can't go in those by Sudoku. Now, can 4 go here? The answer is no. Because we know that this tens digit has to be at least a 4. So this can't be a 4. This tens digit also can't be a 4, because 42 means this would have to be 41, which it can't be. So the 4 is actually in one of two positions, which is a small breakthrough. It means 4's over there. So The other thing we should think about, is where we put high digits low down on the tree. So we worried about where we put low digits high up on the tree, but putting high digits low down on the tree will be very difficult, especially if there are lots of tens digits to be avoided. So I was about to say 9 in this box is troublesome, but it's not, is it? 9 could even go here with another 9 there. Oh. 9 in box 5. Well, what you can't do, you can't put 9 here because that digit's lower than 9, a 90 number. You can't put 9 here because that digit's lower than a 90 number. Ah, this is good. This is good. You can't put 9 here because that's a 29 number. And then what 20 number am I going to make this one? That would have to be 29.5, and that doesn't work. Yeah, okay, so 9 in box 5 is in that domino. And that means it's not in those cells. That gives me a 6, 7, 8 triple in this box. Oh, and in row 2. Where does 9 go in row 2? Only there. Does that matter? I want to restrict 9 in here, but I don't think I can. I think the 9 could hide in a white cell. Or it could just be there, for example, and just be a very big number at the end of this branch of the tree. 6 can't be here, because we've got a 6, 7, 8 triple. You can see the 6 in that 6, 7, 8 triple is definitely in that domino. So that's not 6. This can't be 8, because if this is 8, you need this to be 9, which it can't be. So there's an 8 in this domino. Ah, yeah, this is nice. 8's not there. 8 can't be here, because that's creating an 80 number, and this can only be a 60 or a 70 number. So 8 is not in any of those squares, and 8 goes here in box 5. Creating a 28, but this has to be higher. So this has to be 29, and we get a 9 in this box. Ah, bobbins. 9 can go in 3 positions there. Ah, that's interesting. Now, 9 has suddenly got restricted in box 4 a bit more. 9 is now in that domino. Let's take a look at that. Can we rule one of those out? Yes. Yes, we can. In fact, both of them are a bit tricky, but this one is terminally tricky. Because if that's a 9, it's creating a 92 number here. But this is on the same... this then has to be bigger than 92, and we can't repeat 9 in the box. So that can't be 9. That's huge, so that's not 9, which means that's 9, which means that's 9, so we get 2 9s for the price of 1. That's not 9 anymore. And, oh lovely, look, this is creating a 90 number, and there's still more of its thermometer to come, its branch to come, sorry, Freudian slip. So this is 9 here. 91 is impossible, because if this is 91, this would have to be 90. That doesn't work, so this is not 1. This is 1. That's not 1. So 91. Okay. Let's check 9s then. So 9 Yeah, hang on. That can't be 9, because that will create 29 here, and 28 needs to be lower than this. So 9. Not sure. Looks like 9 can be in one of 3 places. I'm sure that there are reasons I could eliminate these, but see, this one, for example, looks like it could go 90 something and then 90 something back that way, and I can't immediately see why that's not valid. Oh, here's something simple. Where does 7 go in box 5? The critical thing is it can't go there. Because if it goes there, what do I put into this square? The answer is a 6. So we'd have a 70 and then a 60 higher up on the tree. So the 7 is not there. So that means 7 is in one of those 2 squares, which tidies up this top bit, look. So that's an 8, that's a 6, that's a 7, that's an 8. 8 must live in this domino. Now, what does that done? I'm sure it's done any number of very incredible. Well, I tell you what it has done. It's given me a 6 in this box there, and that 6 means that's a 5 and that's a 7. So that is actually lovely. And that means these 2 squares are a 3-4 pair. I almost feel like we need to take stock here. Yeah, okay, look, 49, and we can't put 4 here now, because this cannot be a 40 number that's bigger than 49. So the 4 goes here. These 2 squares now have got to include, these are a 7 and an 8, I think. Oh, that's easy. There's an 8 here, so that gets us a 7 and an 8 figured out. That gives me an 8 here. 8's got to be in one of those 3 squares at the bottom. These squares now are 8 here. Just do some Sudoku, Simon. Come on. 8 and 8 there. And in fact, this is 83. So this has to be an 80 or a 90 number, and it can't be a 90 number. So that's 8. That tidies up the 8 from over there. 8. Yes. Yes. 8. Where does 8 go in box jobby here? Box 8, in fact. It goes there. And that... Oh no, it doesn't give me that. I was about to write the 9 in, thinking I'd only pencil the 9 into one of 2 places, but in fact... I hadn't done that. So there's now a 3-9 pair at the top of the grid, apparently. That means this is a 4-5 pair. This square is a 5, I think. I've not put 5 into this column, so I'm going to go with 5 here, creating a 25, which is lower than 28, so that's good. This 8 means that's an 8, look. This is not 8 anymore. 5, 6 and 7 into those 3 squares. These 2 squares are 5 and 6. Oh, but well, yeah, this is a thermometer though, isn't it? Because 49, whatever I put in there has to be lower than there. So I can't do 62 followed by 51. I've got to do it the other way around. 52 followed by 61. This square's therefore... This square actually is a 7, because it has to be a higher number than 61, and it can't be an 80 number or a 90 number, so I think that is a 7. That gives me a 5-6 pair in the box. 5, 6... which means there's a 7 there, I think. 7 in one of these 2 cells. In fact, we need, let's actually look at this. We need 6, 7 and 9 to complete box 8. Now that can't be 7, that can't be 9. That one Might be able to be anything, but oh, this can't be a 9 because that will create 98, and the only number that's bigger than 98 would have to be 99 here, which would repeat any number of 9s in any number of rows, columns and boxes, so don't do that. That's so this is 9. 9 is therefore in one of those two cells. We're slowly but surely inching our way towards the top of this tree. Now those squares, look, are 3, 4 and 7, I think. 3 is not here. I'm not sure if I can eliminate anything else. Those two squares are 5 and 6. Oh, I've got a horrible thought. I've just had a horrible thought. I bet I'm going to have to learn all of these digits to see what's repeated and what hasn't repeated. Oh, I am going to be terrible at that. I'm going to be absolutely terrible at that. These 3 squares are 2, 3 and 4. That's not 2. You know, because it's perfectly possible we've had a 92, 93 or 94 somewhere in the puzzle already, and I wouldn't have a Scooby-Doo about it. That's not a 90 number, that's a 29 number. Oh dear. I think this is going to be what I'm going to have to do, isn't it? Let's look down here though. I've not put 2, 3, 4 and 6 into this column. So these squares are 2, 3, 4 and 6. That's not 2. There's another 90 number here that's... So I've definitely had 91. I've definitely had 81 by the looks of it. I've had 83, I've just seen. I've had 83 here. So this one can't be 83. That's not a 3. Now that's mean that didn't give me anything. Oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. This square is interesting actually, looking at that, because this digit here is a minimum of 68. So this, oh. Yeah, okay, look, this square has to be at least 60, at least a 6, and it can't be a 7, 8, 9. That's a 6, creating a 69, which is a very memorable number for some reason. So that's a 6 now, and that's a 5. Six goes here by Sudoku. That fixes the 6 and the 5 over there. 5 is now locked into one of 2 positions in box 3. And one of 2 positions in box 9. Okay, and we can go back to hunting for repeated digits again. We've got this row. We still need to place 2, 3, 4 and 5 into the open cells. Let's look at that. So that's useless. That one can't be 2. That one's useless. Oh dear. Oh, 80, no, that's not an 83, that's a 53 or a 54. Ah, 69 is a memorable number, and we can't have it repeated in the grid. So this square is not 69, that's 63. That gives us a 9 at the top. Oh, good. My pencil marks, I pencil marked 3 9s into there, so that's the 9. That means that's the 9. I feel like I must have done all the 9s. Yes, I have. This 3 is giving me a 4 here, look. 4. 2, 3. The 4 and the 2 are looking at that square, which is a 3. This is now a 6. That fixes the 6 and the 7. So those squares are now 2, 4 and 5 in some order. And we can get rid of 5 from this one, 2 from this one, nothing from that one. 84 or 85 we've probably had before somewhere. I keep looking at this one. That's not 84, is it? That's something else. That's 81. 4 here gives me the 4 and the 5 there. That 4 fixes the 5 here. So that's not a 5 at the bottom. These two squares now are a 7 and a 4. I was about to say that's problematic for this, but I don't see why that could be 44, presumably. Oh. This is 29. This is something. And then it becomes a 60-something number. So this can't be a 70-something number. That's got to be a 3 or a 4. Two, 3, 4. Hang on, that 3 is eliminating 3's from those squares. 3, 4, 5. This is a 3, 4 or a 5. Ooh, 90 something. 93, 94 and 95. Look for green 9s. That's the way to do this. Green 9, 93. Can't be 93. We've already had that. Let's get rid of the 3. Green 91, 96, 9. Oh, that's the one I'm looking at. 90. Oh, Sudoku helps me. 4, 5 pair in row 8. That's got to be a 3. That's a 4. That gives me a 2 here, look. The 2 fixes a 2 in the corner. So these two squares now are 3, 7. 3 and 7, is that what I'm looking at here? This is 4, 5. So don't tell me, there's like a 63 somewhere, is there? Or a 44 or a 47, oh good grief. Is there a simple way of figuring this out or not? The answer is probably not. I think I'm going to have to... Let's look for 60 numbers first. So 60, I need green 6. 63! 63, yes. That's got to be 67, therefore. That fixes the 4, that fixes the 7, the 4, the 3, and the 7, and the 3. And I've just got a deadly pattern left. So there's going to be another repeat that's going to have to deal with this. So 94 or 95. Look for green 9s. 93. 91, 90. I've done this before. I'm having deja vu. 90 is no use. 84 or 85. 82. 81. I have to read it that way. 80. No, 83. You're joking. I don't know. This one better be it. 74 or 75. Green 7s. 7. No, it's read that way. 79. I thought I got it then. I haven't got it. That's a 79. This one. 76. That's not it either. Oh no, 74. 74. Here it is. 7, 4 is 74. So this can't be 74. It must be 75. 5, 5, 4, 4, tick. Yes. Did it. That is not an easy puzzle at all. My goodness me. Well, welcome to the club, Garford. That is some debut. Very colourful, very interesting, and very hard. Let me know in the comments how you got on, and I will read them with great interest. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.